I moved during the pandemic. What I did was makeup therapy and my borderline personality disorder video for Borderline Awareness Month, which was in May. And what month are we are? We're almost in September. So a lot of things has happened. My little thing, and we could just sit and talk about whatever. So the palettes I'm gonna be using today are the Blowing Smokes palette from ColourPop and Salvaje palette from ColourPop. This means savage in Espanol, which people don't know that I'm Puerto Rican. I'm gonna do a goth version of Foxy Eyes today, maybe. I don't know. But I love these colors. They're so fucking smoky. I love it. I don't know if you can notice, but homegirl got a ring light. My husband bought it for me. Ooh, that's too bright. My husband bought it for me. Okay. Yes, I'm working during the pandemic, which was one thing I was worried about, but also need money because I moved out. I really that much has changed. Oh, I got new contacts. I'm not wearing gray anymore. I'm wearing, like, I put my camera in 4K. These are called Crystal Ball Brown by TTDI contact lenses. They fucking burn like the first time I put them in because I have really sensitive eyes. I have allergy eyes as well, so I always have to put like lubricating drops in my eyes because they get so freaking dry. Well, I don't know how girls do their makeup and then put contact lens in and they're fine. Like, I don't know what type of witchcraft y'all doing. So I palette first. I'm gonna go into the color Carmelo. It's like caramel. Please, all the Hispanic and Spanish speaking people, don't be mad. I think it was called speech delay. Like, I didn't speak, I didn't reach the milestone at a certain age to start speaking like full sentences. So she thought teaching me two different languages will confuse me. So me and my sister both don't know Spanish fully. A whole other world that we don't know about because we grew up not knowing Spanish. And it's a whole language barrier between my grandma and between other family members that don't really speak fluent English. So it's been a little journey growing up, not knowing Spanish. I'm just gonna talk about this a little bit. Growing up, not knowing Spanish, thing that people used to say to me, my sister, all the time, like, oh, how you Puerto Rican, you don't know how to speak Spanish. And it made me question a long time, like, my Latina-ness, you know? Like, my last name, my maiden name was Hernandez. And I have very prominent Hispanic features. And, you know, my accent and all that stuff is a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. So, like, people will just assume I know Spanish, but I don't know Spanish that well. I don't know how to carry a conversation. I don't know how to reply in English because growing up, my grandma didn't speak any English, so I kind of got the gist of what she was saying, but I didn't know how to reply. And I dropped my brush. This came in a boxy charm. This brush. It's a Morphe brush. Doesn't have a number. It came in a set. So I think it's a little scratchy. Very scratchy. These are synthetic, so I don't expect. Pandemic has people acting out of pocket. Like if I were annoyed before, I'm more annoyed now because people don't know how to freaking comply with rules. So it says clearly on the door that we have no bathroom, that you cannot enter the facility if you do not have a mask. I don't know how hard it is to just put a piece of cloth on your face for just at least an hour out of your day. Just go to the store and then you can get your ass home. Like, you don't have to be going outside if you really don't want to deal with the whole situation. Like, it's never that deep to go get coffee. Like, you can get Uber Eats to get you Starbucks coffee. Even though sometimes, like, some places, like, they fuck up the orders. Like, I had a situation. This is when quarantine was happening and I ordered Starbucks on Uber Eats. Didn't even show up, said it delivered, and I found my drinks on the side of the road, like a block up from my old house. Like, that shit was wild. So I can understand why some people don't want to order online. Because also some people get the order wrong. I'm not going to say like all partners, but some people don't look at the sticker. So I'm dipping into the Blowing Smokes palette and I'm going into the Let's Do It color. It's the black, the straight matte black. I'm going into the matte black first because I'm a rebel and you're not my dad. And should I zoom in a little more? Can y'all see what I'm doing? Am I just being stupid? What else has changed? Oh, I did my hair. Like, the last time y'all saw me, I had like it was like really long. Now it's shorter. I got a curly cut by my homegirl, Angelise. Goes by Angie. I'm gonna put her Instagram like here. And she does really good hair. If you're in the city, in the New York area, go book her. She's really good. I got a new therapist because I lost my old one and I'm really sad. And I went through at least a few weeks of sheer crippling abandonment. Like, it was so bad. I cried so much. Some people don't get why I get like that when it comes to therapists. It's because when you have borderline, you get really like attached to people to the point where you really can't see your life without them. And if you lost them, it's like you don't know what to do. So when I lost my old therapist, I was really disheveled because she and I had a lot in common. You know, we're basically around the same age, which people thought was very weird, but I think of it as I'm almost 30 and she chose her own career path and I chose mine. And mine was I'm mentally ill. And not to say like every therapist doesn't have issues, but I'm just saying like she chose to take her life to help other people, including people with borderline personality disorder. She studied borderlines and stuff, and she thought that like we're the most interesting clientele because we're very interesting. She is always fascinated. She told me she was fascinated by the borderline experience, how like we're treated with therapy and how we're treated by others. Like, she really cared about us and she really wanted us to get the proper help, and we get refused help, and it's kind of annoying. So what I'm doing here, let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. Okay. What I'm doing here is using those same two colors and just blending it out, and I'm gonna add Sangria from the Salvaje palette, and I'm gonna go like on top of like sandwiching the Carmelo shade and the Let's Do It shade. Like, I'm sandwiching right here. That's what I like to call like the tomato of the sandwich because it's red. And it also helps blend out the other color and adds more dimension. Reason why I didn't film that much in my old place was because it was pretty loudy. noisy. I meant to say noisy. It's pretty noisy. And I feel like I never had like the proper setup. It was like a really small corner that I had to film. It got really annoying to always constantly set up. I had to borrow my husband's gaming chair. It was like a whole struggle bus. Now, I'm gonna go back into the black shade. I'm using this little brush right here because the majority of my brushes are dirty. Because I am a piece of shit and I don't wash them. Doing is I'm mapping out, you saw what I did? Like I go from the edge of my eye up with the dark shade. Basically the outer base, but since I have almond deep set eyes, I have to do like this. Like this. And blend it out. And go this way. So it looks like this. You see? I'm just gonna blend out this because it looked a little harsh. It's going like it elongates this way and elongates this way. So this is basically trends go around a lot. This is basically the Angelina Jolie eye. I don't have a vanity yet. So most of my stuff is packed. And I organized them in Ziplocs. Jaclyn Hill, JH35, Ipsy eyeshadow, and Get Soaked. I think my sister gave this to me. And I'm just gonna use this. This brush is way softer. If you ever wonder why, if your eyeshadow's skippy, you're probably holding out your brush like this. Hold it like this, okay? I'm taking my base and I'm gonna use this flat synthetic brush and just clean up the lid a little bit, because since I have red eyes, the shadow falls on my lid. Taking a flat brush because I already used the other one for concealer. This one is a MAC. Yo, this is so old, but I don't see the number. I think it's a MAC 239. Yes, it is. Oh my god, I used to be obsessed with MAC back in the day. I remembered every lipstick shade, every brush number, everything. I do not like how Sephora handled the whole like, oh, we got you during this pandemic, and then fires all part-time employees. Like, how you got me, sis, and I have to file for my twin sister. Come together? I don't know, because some people in YouTube videos, like, they fast forward the skin unless they're showing a new product or something they want to talk about. But I really don't have, what's it called? Luminous foundation. I'm in the color 220N.
Have you been, like, the first question, how long have you been practicing Goth, quote unquote?
I'll say 18 years.
18 years.
I think it was, I've always liked scary movies, but I think the main thing that got me into Goth was the soundtrack from The Crow. And there was a Cure song on it called Burn. The Crow soundtrack is that like anything spooky, like Beetlejuice was also something that got me into it, because Winona Ryder's character Lydia Deetz, like her iconic. It's like her aesthetic was everything. I wanted to look like her. I wanted to be her.
So, next question: what gothic subgenre would you put yourself in?
Dark wave.
Next question: what do you believe to be the basis of the gothic subculture?
Music.
Period.
Like, no one saying that you can't dress the way you want to dress. I'm just saying, don't call yourself goth if you don't listen to goth music.
Next question. What do you dislike about being goth?
Race.
Mm-hmm.
That like a lot of people made it seem like mostly it was the goth elitists that made it seem like you had to be white in order to be goth, and I didn't like that because music doesn't have a race, and I don't have to be a certain race to enjoy music. And another thing I don't like being about the goth subculture that people they like to body shame a lot.
Right.
Like big girls can't be goth, and I don't think that's true because your size shouldn't determine if you like something.
To be a little
Mm-hmm.
Since our parents are no longer with us.
Yeah.
What did your parents think of it?
Mom hated it.
Yeah.
Our mom hated it. She always called me Mrs. Halloween, Mrs. Dramatic, Mrs. Drama Queen. Like, she always thought I was worshiping the devil. Didn't help when I was interested in Satanism, but like, she hated it. She never liked it. Like, she gave up when I was like 18 because she saw I was being very persistent, and she just decided not to intervene anymore in my fashion choices because she saw no matter how many times you tell me no, I'm still gonna do it.
Eyebrows or no eyebrows?
I did the no eyebrows for years. I loved it for a while, but then I got annoyed because I had to constantly put makeup on, and there was days that I didn't want to. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to look like a normal person outside, and didn't want to look like an alien. Not that there's nothing wrong with looking like an alien. I think it's a whole aesthetic, and people could pull off the no eyebrows. I just felt like my just imagine like this. I looked like my forehead just continued from my brow here.
What is your favorite band?
That's so hard. There's so many. So many. I think I'm gonna have to say it's a toss-up between Depeche Mode and The Cure. But also I love Susie Sue.
Next question. Your opinion on Marilyn Manson.
I love Marilyn Manson. He's just not goth. He doesn't do goth music. It's just he has the goth aesthetic. He's just shock rock and all this stuff. I love Marilyn Manson. I love his aesthetic. I love the don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want, and I'm gonna wear what I want. I'm gonna wear a dress. Like
the last question. What were your baby bat days like?
Very I remember them being sad. Because it was like I didn't have a lot of goth friends, and I was the only person in every school. I was always the just one person that was goth, and you feel like an outcast a lot. Like people don't get it, and people want to make fun of you for your likes. So my baby bad days were fun because it was like you discover all these new things that you like. But it's also sad. What? Well, there's more questions.
It says, is your name Goth, quote unquote?
My name means dark cloth. So.
Have any piercings? Why or why not?
I have my nose and I have my ears.
Why?
I got my nose because I wanted to look like Nancy from The Craft.
Have any tattoos? Why or why not?
I have 4. I have this. I have a ghost right here. I have a moon right here. And I have a seahorse right here. I got a matching tattoo with my sister. Taurus symbol with the pentagram. I got my best friend Mandy gave it to me. This was my husband bought it for me for my birthday. And this my best friend Janet bought it for me. So most of my tattoos, this is the only tattoo I paid for with my own money.
Hair products do you recommend the most?
I know they're saying hair products because of hairspray.
Hey.
Like makeup, I recommend ColourPop. Like this palette, this could be a goth look, period. I'm just adding red to make it look spooky. But this ColourPop, anything ColourPop, they have good blacks, they have good reds, and it's all cheap. Sugar Pill's another one. I was about to these lashes from Widow Witch Lashes on Instagram, and another is Fire Vixen Lashes. Those two brands, best for goth aesthetic. Everything. Show must go on. What I'm doing now is using this Ace Beauty Bronze in Paradise palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I'm just putting dimension back in my face before I fix the eyes. And then because this is stupid and this is a struggle bus. So what I'm doing is taking the color Sangria and putting in the lower lash. What I did off camera was I did my eyebrows, I did my blush, I did some type of liner work, and I'm doing the Foxy eyeliner. The black. Taking the black to smudge the liner that I put in my waterline and connect it to the
Do you see me? I'm sorry.
this lash is called Hellfire. This style. A layer dry. Right? I already added blush and I'm doing setting spray. Hey, mommy. Right, and then I'm gonna put some on my face is wet. A little bit because these little darker colors always are streaky. See, my cupid's bow is so crooked. I like to round it up the tip. With the look.